Well, hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. Elections have consequences. Those words originated with President Barack Obama in 2009, just after his inauguration as the 44th President of the United States. They were actually first used during a meeting with congressional Republicans regarding his economic proposals, where he told them, "Gentlemen, elections have consequences, and if there's any doubt, I won." Now, 16 years after President Obama uttered those popular phrases, we are once again seeing how true those words really are. Only 6 months into Donald Trump's second term, and with Republicans in control of both chambers of Congress, Americans are seeing drastic improvements across the entire spectrum of our country. The border is once again secure. The rule of law is being upheld. Public officials who violate the law are finally being held accountable. There's more transparency in government. Freedoms that were being stripped from the people are being restored, and the economy is once again growing. Although the so-called economic experts, which in many cases are nothing more than liberal-leaning economic doomsayers, have predicted an increase in unemployment rates. They predicted the jobless rate would rise to 4.3%, or even higher, and fewer than 100,000 jobs would be added. However, the latest job report shows that unemployment actually dropped to 4.1%, and new jobs were at almost 150,000. The stock market has also rallied to record levels. Gas prices are at a 4-year low, and the federal government has pulled in over $100 billion in tariff revenues. And all of this was done before Congress passed the sweeping government reform and tax cut reconciliation package, famously known as the One Big Beautiful Bill. Now, the One Big Beautiful Bill has passed and been signed into law by President Trump. The One Big Beautiful Bill made permanent the Trump tax cuts of 2017, which actually thwarted a 24% tax increase on most Americans, which would have come into place this year if those temporary cuts had expired. But besides that, it also lowered taxable income on many hardworking Americans by ending the income tax on tips and overtime pay. It also included a crucial tax credit to help parents in school choice so that they can choose the best educational opportunities for their children. The bill also includes numerous government reforms to make our government smaller in size, more efficient, and more effective. Our goal was to change our federal government from one being that the American people were afraid of to one that they will be proud of. Over the last week, millions of Americans were shocked to learn of the tragic floods in Texas that took the lives of many young Americans. People across the country joined together in prayer for the victims and their families. But during all this tragedy, stories emerged of Americans who made heroic efforts, putting their own lives at risk to help save others. One of those heroes from the floods is U.S. Coast Guard swimmer Scott Ruskin. He's a 26-year-old petty officer who embarked on his first rescue mission to enter into the floodwaters to help rescue others, and in doing so, rescued and saved the lives of over 200 people. Scott Ruskin, he's an American hero, as are all the others who stepped up and responded to help their friends and neighbors and fellow countrymen during this disaster and other disasters that have struck our country in the past. This type of action shows what Americans are really about. And when we pull together, we can make sure that our nation is free and safe and full of opportunity. God bless you. May God bless America, and may God be with all of the victims and the families from the floods in Texas.